Is it not good for mates?
Hi, I'm Sawyer. I created Not Your Publicist. It's a consultancy in Los Angeles specializing in helping creators build subscription platforms like Onlyfans and build their personal brands out from there. I work with Stella Barey amongst others, and I want to make it a point first before I begin this video that this is knowledge that Stella and I have both curated over the 3 years we've worked together and have never not wanted to share this information, but I felt it necessary because I also do one-on-one hourly consultations with people who have OnlyFans all the time, and I feel like I keep repeating myself, so I wanted to just make this blanket video out there that hopefully can help some people. That being said, everyone is different, and this advice may not pertain to you at all. I also want to preface and say that I have never been an OnlyFans creator. I want you to take that into consideration with what I'm saying. I can never be in your shoes exactly, and I never have been. I can't even read my own handwriting. Okay, my first tip is you should not worry about collaborating with celebrities or huge OnlyFans creators, especially in the beginning of your journey. I'll tell you why it's a waste of time. One of my clients who I was working with booked a big collab with somebody that both of us were huge fans of, somebody we have always looked up to. We were really excited about the video releasing, like, oh my God, this is gonna make a bunch of money. This is going to get you so many new fans. And what ended up happening is her fans followed the big celebrity and not the other way around. Because I think when you're a super niche creator, you have these super fans that really feel like, oh my God, I know you before anyone else is gonna know you, and I'm gonna ride for you. That happened to me with Doja Cat randomly. I had followed her on SoundCloud like 10 years ago, and now seeing her blow up, I'm like, I was like your first fan. If the goal is to make more money or to just diversify your content, I would suggest somebody that is on the same level of you earnings-wise or percentage-wise on OnlyFans, perhaps even lower, and I would make them a part of your story. If you're just starting out or you've been at it for a while but have never collaborated with somebody big in the industry, don't worry about it. Start small and honestly continue small, because even when you reach the top, that's not gonna tip the scale. It's super powerful to have your own audience and to keep curating that. Number two, it's gonna sound obvious and perhaps condescending, but be nice to your fans. I remember I was in a consultation with somebody. They were going on and on and on about this story about how this fan wanted to buy them a birthday gift and they didn't know what to get her. And they were conversing back and forth, and my client just got so annoyed, she ended up blocking him. I started questioning her. I was like, well, what did he say exactly? Like, it sounded like he was just trying to buy you a birthday gift. Like, did he send a tip? She said yes. Like, okay, I don't really understand the problem here. And I think as we were speaking, I was showing a mirror to how jaded she had become throughout being on OnlyFans. As soon as you become jaded, annoyed at your fans, you need to restructure your business so that it doesn't trigger you as much. If you have more than 10 people on your block list within the first 5 years of your OnlyFans, you're doing something wrong. Because honestly, if you block them on OnlyFans, the fan will probably find you on another platform and report you, etc., if they don't feel like their voice is heard. OnlyFans is an extremely saturated market, meaning there are literally millions of people with profiles on there. So in order to stand out, one way is to have excellent, top-tier customer service. And I don't mean hiring a whole customer service team. I mean you responding to comments, responding to messages, getting people their videos that they ordered on time. If something goes awry, and trust me, it will, fans will get mad whether they're misunderstanding a situation or not. You need to just kill them with kindness. Swallow your sassiness. Be as nice as possible. I like to think of the example of Amazon. Pretty much anything from Amazon I can probably find at a local store, but because I know that Amazon has such extreme convenience, like something can show up at my door the next day, and if I don't like it, I can return it immediately. They have just such an excellent customer support team that is what sets them apart. You need to think of yourself like as a business and Think of yourself as one fish in a huge sea full of other fish. You never want to make your fans or customers feel like they're in trouble. If they're mad about something, just say you're sorry and fix the problem. My next tip, be transparent if you are using AI to enhance your page. So if you're using a program where there's a code word involved and it's triggering a video being sent, be transparent about that. Don't try to mask it as like, I'm sending you this video super quickly. I think that AI for any business is extremely useful, but I think right now in this moment of time, you need to be transparent about using it. It might not be sending videos when people send the code word. There might be bugs. And if people are having issues with those, you need to still be there to fix the problem. My fourth tip is to leak your porn yourself. Even if you're doing lewds or behind the scenes Instagram stuff, it is going to get leaked. All the time people stream movies illegally, stream fights illegally. They're going to stream your OnlyFans content illegally too. It's just inevitable. So what do? You have to get ahead of the problem. You have to share clips of your exclusive content for free online. That's my advice. If you're not comfortable, obviously don't do it. But I do think that it is the subliminal message with the universe as well. Like, if I don't want anyone to see my content, I don't want anyone to read this private thing that I wrote on here or watch this private stand-up that's this intimate moment. It feels like a violation. I only want the people that pay. I feel like you're communicating with the universe that you only want like 15 people to pay for the content. Switch the mindset to, no, I want the whole world to see this. It sounds so like woo-woo, but I swear this is what accelerated Stella. She would release like content on Reddit of herself all of the time. You know, Red GIFs is a great platform to do it on if you're scared of Reddit. Pornhub, I think you can definitely have a profile on Pornhub. Even if you're unsure if you'll ever do that kind of content, my advice is to be really lenient about when things do get leaked. There is a great takedown site called rolta.com, and that uses AI to facially recognize your stolen content and take it down for you instead of hiring thousands of dollars worth of lawyers to report it and DMCA it. That being said, like, you need to just give it to God and just know that it's gonna be out there, and I think you need to use it to your advantage. All right, my fifth and final unconventional tip for OnlyFans creators is to read Tom Robbins books, or at least leaf through them and circle the way that he uses vocabulary in his sentences, or just circle words that you've never heard about before. I always encourage my clients to make really long captions and be super transparent about what you're selling. I see creators all of the time trying to clickbait somebody into buying something that really isn't how it is advertised, and I think that that's just such a blow to the people that are supporting you. So my advice is to be extremely clear about what you're selling and create beautiful, long, uniquely written captions that no one is really doing right now. Sorry, it's not focusing. People don't really expect you to describe your videos well or to be a good writer at all. So I think that that's something that Stella really did differently and always stood out. And people would always say that they could finish just from reading her writing and that it was almost like literotica in a way. So even if you're not selling 18 and up content, I would be super clear about what you're selling. Hey, I'm selling this workout routine. You'll get to watch this, this, and this. You'll hear my tips about blah, 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 blah. Obviously, don't give away too much, but I think that when I'm trying to buy a shirt, I don't need to just see a picture of the shirt. I would love to like read a description of the way the material feels or hear someone talk about it. So you can also, you know, do a voice memo, a voice recording of marketing your video in like this really unique way with using big words and beautiful words that you read in Tom Robbins. He has the most insane use of vocabulary I've ever read. So this is what I always prescribe to my consultation clients. I also have this book in front of me, Kitchen Confidential by Anthony Bourdain. It made me feel so much better about business. Like, I feel like it's just the best business book out there for anyone to read. And that's what I also want to leave you with is you have to remember that you are a business. Your OnlyFans is a business. And although it's hard not to get your emotions wrapped up into it, it's hard not to feel emotional about fans. You have to, when you start to feel those emotions, you need to take a step back, plan. I always say planning is freedom. I have a little like post-it card. Sorry, this is like not focusing. I have a little like post-it card above my mirror, like planning is freedom. Research is freedom. If you're starting to feel like emotions boil inside of you about anything regarding your business, you have to take a step back and restructure it and rethink how you're doing it, because something's not working if it's getting to you. This book is really incredible to read. I highly recommend to anyone that is a creator or starting, anyone, literally anyone. This book changed my life, and one of the key parts that I liked about it is Anthony had just gotten this new job as like a top chef in a new restaurant, and an old boss he had worked for called and tried to slander him to his new boss. And his boss came up to him and said, if anyone is willing to call you an enemy, or if you are this young and have enemies, you have to be doing something right. That's not an encouragement to acquire enemies over your course of your business, but there's something to be said about, okay, if like I know this person in the industry doesn't like me, maybe I am doing something right. If you have like 20 people who don't like you, you need to take a look in the mirror. But if you have a couple enemies here and there, I don't think it's the end of the world. Especially like people hate online. I think that half the people need to love you and half the people need to hate you. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you want to do a private consultation with me, I'll put the QR code right here, and I'll put a 10% off code right here. Thank you so much. Sorry it was half blurry, and I hope that you learned something, and comment back if you take my advice.